This is Tales from the Cube, a podcast about call centers, what it's like to work in them, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny and not so funny side of what it's like working in a call center. Welcome to this edition of Tales from the Cube, episode 24005. Today I am going to describe the role of a call center analyst. This job is a key to the success of any center, and knowing who they are and what they do should help you make sense of what is going on when you make or take a call or when you call into a company's customer service or support center. Delivering exceptional customer service has become paramount for businesses across various sectors. At the heart of this customer centric approach lies the call center analyst. These professionals ensure organizations respond effectively to customer queries and continuously improve the service experience. But what exactly do they do? That is what this episode is about, along with how that impacts the business internally and externally. The responsibility, skills, and significance of a call center analyst in the modern business era and environment are central to a center's ability to function on a daily basis. So, let's dive in here. What is a call center analyst? Yeah, well, to put it mildly, a call center analyst or analysts are professionals who specialize in analyzing data related to call center operations. Their primary goal is to enhance performance and optimize customer service strategies. This role is multifaceted and involves examining various metrics, interpreting customer interactions, and then providing actionable insights to help businesses meet their service objectives. So that's basically it in a nutshell. That's the job. So they do have some key responsibilities that we want to go over here. Number one of these is data analysis. Call center analysts are tasked with collecting and implementing data from call logs, customer interactions, and service level agreements, aka SLAs. They assess performance indicators such as average handling time, that's the AHT, first call resolution, FCR, and customer satisfaction scores, CSATs, to identify trends, areas, and other things that need to be improved. In other words, the overall key responsibility here in this particular section is basically helping to develop how the campaign works. Performance reporting. Analysts generate regular reports that summarize call center performance. These reports not only highlight successes, but also pinpoint challenges that require management's attention. Effective reporting provides a roadmap for strategy adjustments in real time. Quality assurance. Monitoring and evaluating the quality of customer interactions is crucial. Call center analysts may participate in quality assurance processes by reviewing recorded calls, providing feedback to agents, and ensuring compliance with established protocols and scripts. Now, I can tell you that generally speaking, I've never seen one of these individuals coming up to me and talking to me directly. Usually, what they'll do is they'll disseminate that report down to other lower managers or within higher ranks of the managerial hierarchy. And basically, we will get the feedback through our team leaders as opposed to them coming to us. At least that's my experience. Now, maybe in your center, if you're working, you might see these people coming to your desk and talking to you and helping guide you as far as dealing with your job. But generally speaking, these guys really, really honestly, they work in the background. Process improvement. Based on their analysis, a call center analyst will identify inefficiencies in workflows or customer interactions. They often collaborate with management to implement process enhancements and streamline operations and customer experience. Okay, so it's pretty important. They help basically look at processes and they say, okay, this isn't working. Let's try that. That's really what they're doing when they're talking with a manager or senior managers within the company. They're saying, hey, this works. This doesn't. Let's try some other things here. This might be what you want to do. So they're like, if you will, mentors or guides for managers. Training and development. With HR and training departments, call center analysts contribute to developing training materials and programs by sharing insights on common customer issues or agent performance gaps. They help ensure that staff are well equipped to handle inquiries effectively. Yeah, so they're basically going to, again, with an HR manager, they're going to come into the conversation and talk about how the training should go and basically what should happen. They'll look at all the facets of that training and make sure it's exactly in line with what the client wants, how that campaign to run. Technology utilization. As technology plays an increasingly critical role in customer service, call center analysts will work closely with IT teams to evaluate and implement software solutions that improve call routing, automate processes, and enhance overall performance. So they're basically going to look at the tech. How's that working? Does it make sense to have this tech in place? What's going to work best for them? What kind of CRM? What kind of AI? What kind of phone systems? All that's basically going to be used in an analysis point with the analysts. They're going to look at this and say, does this really make sense? Okay, let's take a look at this IT and find out what are these programs, what are these computers, what are these phones really make sense for us to have in the call center. And then they go to the managers. So if you can see, if you look, through all of these, uh, if you look at these key responsibilities, they're doing a lot with managers, but they're also coming out into the floor and talking maybe with agents. They're generating reports. They're helping with quality assurance. They're looking at processes, and they're helping develop staff and looking at technology. So they do a lot of different things. So summarize what the key responsibilities are. They are analysts of data. They provide performance reports. They help with quality assurance. They look at improvements in processes. They work with training departments and HR, and they also help basically IT develop its strategy. So that's basically the key responsibilities, if you will, in a nutshell for these people. Essential skills. So, all right. So you're thinking, okay, I'd like to be one of these guys. I'd like to try this job. So if you decide that you want to do this job, take note of the following. To be successful in this role, a call center analyst must possess a diverse skill set, including these things. Okay. So it really bridges to what we just discussed in the last part. Analytical skills. Yeah, you have to have analytical skills. You have to have the ability to interpret data and recognize patterns in crucial settings. Yeah, so you basically have to have analytical skills. You need to do this in an analytical way. So you have to think critically. The ability to interpret data and recognize patterns is crucial for making informed recommendations. So you got to know that you can analyze this. You got to be analytical in your thinking so that you can give the best answer possible to a manager. Another important part here is the attention to detail aspect. Analysts must meticulously, and I mean really, go through this with a fine tooth comb and examine metrics and outcomes to ensure accuracy in their evaluations. So you're going to be very accurate because you're impacting a business, and that's going to also go and beam out into the customer service experience. You know what people call into a call center. So you have to have that attention to detail to make sure that the client is happy, that the staff can actually work with this, and also customers, people calling in, you, the customer out there calling in, can get a good feel of what's going on and understand, oh, okay, this is how this company does business. This is how they go about their plan, and executing it. So that accuracy is really critical so that the plans that are made up uh, align with the metrics and the outcomes are accurate for everybody, whether it's making sure there's good AHT levels, service levels, whether we're talking making sure FCR is there. These are important things because at the end of the day, the sum of this means that we have a good call center that is staffed with knowledgeable people who know how this works. That's the reason why the analyst needs to be very, very keen on the attention to detail part. Communication skills. You've got to have strong written and verbal communication skills. These are necessary for presenting findings clearly and collaborating with cross functional teams. So You might find that there's a team that does a multitude of different things in your role as an analyst. So you're going to be able to look at what they do and provide the answers for what they need. If you're going to analyze the data, you got to be able to go forward with this in a manner that's collaborative, particularly if you're dealing with cross-functional teams. So, what we're talking about, particularly in the front line, are MTAs, multitask agents. So, I'm an MTA. So, basically, I'm a multitask agent. I do email, I do inbound and outbound calls. That's basically what an MTA does. I don't do chat, but I do those three things. So, that makes me an MTA. So, I got to know how to do my job. And the analyst is going to make sure that I have those tools that we again have been relating to in this particular talk. That basically goes forward and aligns with the reports that they've driven to the managers, so that the managers can then decide, okay, this is how we're going to do this, this is how we're going to implement that. This is our goal. This is why we're doing this, and it all makes sense to us on the front line. So it comes right down to us because we're beaming that out to the customer. And then as you customers call in, you'll know, oh, okay, this is how this works. We get it. It's one communication across every uh, type of call and every type of interaction, whether we're talking with you on an inbound call, an outbound call, or through email or chat. Next thing on the list is technical proficiency. Familiar, familiar, familiar. That's what you got to be with data analysis tools. You got to be so familiar with these things. CRM systems and call monitoring software, which helps enhance efficiency and effectiveness. You have to be able to be tech savvy and understand how these things work, how a CRM works. What does it do? Mostly what a CRM will do is it will gather data about your customer. Well, what are you gathering? So, what is that system going to take in or want to go forward and disseminate? Addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, uh, what the customers bought might be in that CRM tool. So, the analyst needs to know so that they understand how that system works. Monitoring software. How do we monitor? How do we go forward and make sure that uh, the calls are monitored for quality? They got to know how those tools work. What kind of systems are in play to make the call center efficient as far as making sure that the agents is actually doing what they're supposed to do on the call. So they got to have that problem solving abilities. You are also, if you're going to go into this role, going to need to be proactive and develop a mindset which will help you think through the problem in a positive manner. So you got to be very positive here. Analysts identify challenges and develop strategies and solutions. So critical thinking is important in this role. In short, you can't phone this in. Okay, you can't phone it in. This is something you really got to be on the ball with. So what we're saying here in all these attributes, having the analytical skills, the attention to detail, communication skill, technical technical proficiency, and problem solving skills and abilities, is that you got to be well rounded. You got to be, um, shall I put it in this way? You got to be. I can't really put it in words. You just have to be all of these things. It's hard to put it in one word, but essentially, what we're getting to is you have to be focused, and I guess that's the best word I can give this. You have to be focused. You have to be sure. You have to be confident. You have to be um, all of these things and those things I just mentioned. Because at the end of the day, if you come across as not in any way, shape, or form, you're going to really have some problems here. You're not going to be trusted. You have to be, that's, I think, the last part here. You have to be able to be trusted in this role. So that's what these things really are saying. Hey, do I have the essential skills so that I can be trusted with the information I'm giving back? Uh, will they trust my ability to be analytical, have the attention to detail? Are they going to listen to what I say and read what I write? Do they know that I'm technically proficient? And am I able to problem solve? Uh, can I show that I'm able to do that? That's what this is about. You got to be able to show that as a skill. So essentially, yeah, you got to be trustworthy. You got to be a balanced, well-rounded individual with these skill sets. The importance of a call center analyst. Well, a call center has a lot going on. As customer expectations continue to rise, the role of the call center analyst become most critical. Here are some reasons why they are essential to modern organizations. Enhanced customer satisfaction. By analyzing customer feedback and behavior, analysts are going to help organizations proactively address issues, resulting in improved customer satisfaction and loyalty. That's the goal. Operational efficiency. Continuous monitoring and suggestions for process improvement lead to more efficient operations, reducing costs and increasing productivity. Data-driven decision making. Very important. We do need to use data. Analysts use data to gain insight and help decision makers. This helps organizations make informed strategic decisions that align with customer needs and enhance service delivery. Adaptation to market trends, the ability to spot trends and shifts in customer preferences, which allows a business to remain highly agile and responsive in a rapidly changing environment. So, in conclusion, the role of the call center analyst is integral to the success of any customer service department. By harnessing data and delivering concrete insights, these professionals enhance operational efficiency and foster culture and continuous improvement and customer focus. As businesses navigate the evolving landscape of customer expectations, the call center analyst stands as the pivotal player in driving service excellence and ensuring long-term success. The only criticism the only criticism I have of these people is the fact that they tend to be more reliant on what they see on the data sheet than what they hear back from the front line. So I feel that too often feedback from the front line of staff gets lost in the mix here. It's good to have all that data stuff, but you also want to hear from this. All the things mentioned above are important, but so is the connecting and talking and taking honest, balanced feedback back from staff as well as the customer and integrating it with the data is pretty important here. Data is no good without the human touch, and a good manager and a center would know that and integrate all of the things above and feedback from the frontline staff. That said, call center analysts are important people, and they need to be closer to the front line as opposed to being in some cubicle somewhere or far removed from the production floor as they often are. In the end, though, call centers need these specialists to help develop and grow the businesses in an effective, efficient, proactive, and well thought out manner so that customers get the best experience possible. It's incredibly important that these people uh, do actually become part of that team, part of your team, because at the end of the day, in your call center, if you have these people, you are actually going to find yourself, if you've got a really good analyst, you're going to find yourself improving and being a better center. And that's really what we want to see is better centers. Call centers need to improve. We need to get away from the image that is out there that says that we are nothing more than modern sweatshops. There's a lot of that imagery out there of a call center, and analysts can help us to do that. I want to thank you very much for taking the time and really appreciate the fact that you're listening to our podcast. I'm going to try and get more episodes out on a regular basis. You've been listening to Tales from the Cube, episode 24005, the episode about what a call center analyst does. My name is Cliff. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to us. And you can hear us on all the normal places where you find podcasts, and now also on YouTube. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to Tales from the Cube. My name is Cliff Tour. You can hear us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Audible. Thanks again for listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the next episode of Tales from the Cube.